And welcome back to Habs Unfiltered, episode 434. I'm your host, Blain, and I'm joined by my co-host, Matt Smith.
Good evening.
So this is a rare double episode recording night for us. There was way too much to put into one show. So instead of boring you guys to death with one show, we're going to do it with two.
Yeah.
Uh, some people have been asking for more content. Well, here you go. We got some more content. We'll take advantage of it while we can. I say that because in about a week and a half, I'm basically going to be gone to sea for 3 months.
Fun times.
Oh, can't wait.
Very exciting.
Going to work up three different ships to get their programs up and running as they deploy, because that's my job now. I got to make sure they're trained and ready to go. So,
You heard it here first, people. Canada
yeah,
does have a navy.
shocker.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Oh yeah. Do we just have paper airplanes for the Air Force?
Pretty much.
Probably.
The tips are just really pointy, right? And we got a good aim.
Yeah.
So
Use that 11 and a half by 18 paper.
that's
Nice and
right. Yeah,
nice and
yeah.
long.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and get as much as content as we can now. Treg and Matt can do what they can in that time. Hopefully, cover off a good long playoff run in that span.
Let's hope so.
Um, but for this one, we'll just jump right in and we'll start off with Nick, somehow not a first line center Suzuki. If you listen to anything out of Toronto,
Yeah.
which you shouldn't.
No, not at all. But
So
unfortunately, all Canadian content for hockey comes through Toronto, and we have to hear about them first.
all the bloody
Doesn't
time.
even it doesn't even matter if they're playing. We got to hear about them, but it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. So somehow they say that he's not a first line center, but he is a
He
first
definitely,
line center.
yeah, he definitely is. As we record, he is currently 20th in the league in scoring
What
in
a
the
shitty centerman.
entire league. And that's all players. That's not just center. That's all players. And I'm gonna throw it out there. He could be in contention for not only the Selkie. I'm sure he's gonna get some votes,
Yep.
but maybe even the Lady Bing. Because this guy goes out, he plays very tough minutes against the toughest lines in the NHL, doesn't get the love that he should get, plays tough minutes, just plays a disruptive, plays a disruptive style, yet he's only takes 6 penalty minutes this year.
Yeah. There's
Playing
only
in
one other center that even is remotely close to him, and that's Jack Eichel.
exactly. And Jack Eichel,
But
yes, he's at 12 more points than him. Still six penalty minutes. But you think defensive center, you don't think Jack Eichel, you think
exactly,
Jack Eichel, the putting the puck in the net, Jack Eichel, right? But
he doesn't
again,
have that
like,
that defensive oriented responsibility that
right,
Suzuki does.
right. So another first line center though,
Weird, eh?
right? So again, I think that he should be nominated for both. And you
Honestly,
know
I
what?
agree.
I'll even throw another one out. I'll throw his name in for the leadership award as well.
The Mark Messier Award.
Yeah, I'll throw that in
Okay,
there too. Yeah,
sure. Why not?
doing it.
I do think this he will get Selkie votes. I do think he
Yes.
deserves a nomination at least
Yep.
for the Lady Bing, and I don't know what more he needs to do to get any friggin' respect. He's the Rodney Dangerfield of centerman. He gets no respect.
Yeah.
Like like you said, he's top 20 in scoring in the NHL.
Yeah.
He's top 10 in scoring in all centermen
Yeah.
with the least amount of penalty minutes, but the most defensive responsibility out of
Right.
the entire group.
Yeah.
So, and when I say top 10 in centers, like there's guys like Martin Nikash, um, and Sam Reinhart, who are not really centermen, who are
That's
being
right.
counted in that
That's
list.
right. That's right.
So let's be honest about this here. He's
But you look at the centers that are above him, okay, that are actual
yeah,
centers.
yeah,
Nathan McKinnon at number one. Leon Draisaitl. Connor McDavid.
yeah,
Jack Eichel. Mark Scheifele. Clayton Keller. Hagel can play either or. More of a winger, though.
yeah. And
Sidney
Sidney Crosby.
Crosby. And then you got
And
William
that's it.
Nylander, who, again, more of a winger. So if I'm naming off McKinnon, Drysdale, Connor, or not Connor, Connor McDavid, um, pretty good company when you talk about the centers that he's in there with. But again, not a top line center.
Obviously. I mean, come on.
I live close enough to Toronto that I'm getting the aura, not a top line center.
I mean, honestly, what more does the man need to do?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. The thing that I'm gonna say that he has to do, and I'll use a military term, Nick Suzuki shall represent Canada at the World Championships.
Yeah. Yeah. That would definitely help a little bit, I think,
Yeah.
at least PR wise. But I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
honestly,
He shouldn't have to do more, but I think that would put him over the edge.
yeah.
You go
Now, I
there,
know
play
some
a
of the
top role
argument
for that
against,
team.
yeah,
Do it.
even if he's a third liner on that team, who cares?
Sure.
But I think some of the argument against him being a first line center is that he hasn't been able to lead a team uh, deep in the playoffs or win a cup. But he was the first line center of a team as a rookie
Yeah.
that went to the Stanley Cup final,
Right.
and not like a stacked team, you
In
know.
both years he's been in the playoffs, he's led the team in scoring.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he shows
Again,
up when the games matter and like the games get important. Like Nick
he's there.
Suzuki shows up.
Again, what more does the man need to do to get
Yeah.
any respect?
Yeah.
Whoa, I get no respect.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So from there, um, I want to talk about another topic, and that's the equipment. So cut resistance equipment. It's been all the rage here the last couple of days, and I think it's for good reason. Like you look at what could have happened to Anderson's Achilles when they were
Yeah.
playing Ottawa,
Yeah.
and that was the first day he wore cut resistant socks.
That was just crazy. You just think
Right?
everyone would wear those. I'd wear fucking
Exactly.
chainmail out there and be like, "You ain't getting through me," right? Like, it's insane. It's insane that more people don't take this serious. And like, you know what? Like, some guys still don't wear visors. I know there's not a lot of them, and they got grandfathered in,
Yeah.
and but it's to me, it's insane. Like, I'm not going to say guys go out there and fucking wear full cages and full bubbles and stuff like that. I think that's ridiculous. But if you have to, you have to. But yeah, don't take safety. Like it's even like the extended guards and everything for your wrists and all that kind of stuff, right? Or some of the guys are wearing neck protectors and stuff like that. And again, like don't take like it can be a very dangerous game. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
So the fact that some people don't wear this stuff is a little bit odd to me.
And with like you look at the injury Guhle had,
Yeah,
like that freak injury that cut his quad. Um, I don't see why the NHL can't have cut resistant socks for over their shin pads
right,
or cut resistant jerseys. They should be able to do that.
right,
Like yes, the players need to. They really should wear cut resistant socks in their skates, and they
right.
should have some kind of wrist guard.
Hmm.
Um, and you don't really notice. I wear this stuff all the time, and let me tell you, it has saved me from getting all kinds of injuries.
Right.
Granted, I'm nowhere near a pro. Uh, I don't think I'm that good of a
But
beer
you can
leaguer, but
dress like one.
I can dress like one. But I'm not out there trying to make 5, $10 million a year either.
Right.
And yet they're not wearing that stuff. I
Right.
just want to be able to go to work on a Monday morning
Yeah.
and not going for millions, but they are.
Hmm.
So it's I don't understand it.
Yeah.
They really should wear it.
Absolutely. And you saw them on the bench, and he was just like, whew, that was close. It was very,
Oh
very
fuck yeah.
close, right? So, but you know what? Maybe other players are going to see that and be like, maybe a wake up call for them.
Yep. Oh, excuse me. All right. So from that, um, Demidov.
Yeah.
I mean,
What the fuck? Hey, Rottenberg, what the fuck? I know you're listening. At least you
pretty
better be listening.
much.
At least you better be listening.
So as a way of just proving that what I was thinking wasn't out to lunch, I asked my daughter, who doesn't watch hockey, she doesn't know what an offside is. Like she really no idea. And I asked her the question, if you're going into a playoffs and your best scoring player is on the bench, you're benching your top player. Does that make sense to you? No. She says, well, why would they do that? That's a great fucking question. Why? There could be a few reasons.
Yeah. I think
None
we
of them are
know.
good,
I think we know what the reason is.
but none of
Because
them are good.
I know it's not. I think that they know that they're probably not going to go too far in the playoffs. They know that he's 1 foot out the door. And I believe that they've continuously tried to keep him where he is, offering him contracts, offering him extensions, whatever it is. And he knows that he wants to go play in North America. And every time this happens, we see him get punished. And now on, say the biggest stage of the KHL, where he has played so well, now we're not going to be able to see him in the playoffs, despite leading his team as a 19-year-old and putting up 49 points and breaking records and just being their best, given
Yeah.
he was not given a real chance to succeed, yet he overcame a lot of obstacles and still produced at a very exceptional rate.
Setting records.
So I think we're just going to see a more motivated Demidov when he finally gets over to North America.
Now, on that, their Ska's last game is Saturday night, the 22nd of March. That's their last regular season game. Then the playoffs start. If you're just benching this guy so you can have more grit and size, um, I don't see why the Canadiens couldn't just show up and buy him out.
Yeah.
They could. And I know a lot of people are asking for that, but um, I don't think that's the best way to go for the
No.
Canadiens in the long term. Because if they did that, they bought him out and brought him over. Sure, he would help right now um, for the last 15, 16 games, but what you're looking at is burning off the first year of his entry level.
Right.
When you know this kid's probably going to be making 9 to 10 million bucks
Right.
after this. That's the expectation anyway.
Right. There's no
So
need
do
to
you want
rush. There's
to,
no need to rush.
yeah, because the next 2 years after this, are you expecting to be a contender? Maybe on that, maybe the window opens on that final season of his ELC.
Right.
That cap space comes in handy.
It does.
Even though it's going up to 113 that year, still
Yep.
comes in handy.
Yep. But again, it's a shame that he's been treated the way that he's been treated. But again, the Montreal Canadiens fan base is going to love this guy. They already do. So just imagine when he's actually got the jersey on and skating at the Bell Center. So the place is going to go nuts. His first goal is going to be bigger than when Lion A scored his first,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And
But and so in going with my colleagues over at rg.org, be sure to go check that out. Marco D'Amico um, put out a story that with the information that if Ska is eliminated early, he will go play in the MHL instead, which is basically their AHL level.
No, that's the VHL, isn't it? MHL is lower than that.
Is the
Pretty
MHL?
sure. Pretty sure it goes
I thought,
MHL, VHL,
oh, well,
and
I
then
thought it was
KHL.
I thought VHL was the junior. Either way,
Yeah,
he's going MHL. So if it's the junior one, that's even worse. That's a bigger slap.
right.
Although if that's I believe that's the league he was in last year, where he's putting up 2 points a game.
Well, I'm gonna find out.
Um,
Give me a second.
and according to this, he knows what's up. He's not pushing to go early to North America,
Yeah,
so
VHL is the second highest.
they're throwing him even lower.
Yeah, he only played one. He only played one game in the VHL last year.
Yeah,
He played the MHL last year, so he's gonna go back to where he put up 2 points a
junior,
game. Yeah,
essentially junior.
yeah,
The KHL's top rookie scorer of all time,
yeah,
who's leading his team in scoring,
yeah,
is being pushed down to their junior league.
yeah.
Like, how much more? What? Sign with us, or we're going to screw you over. Well, fuck
Right.
you. I'm just going to walk away at the end of the year.
That's right.
Like,
Again, I think it's just gonna give him that much more motivation, and
yeah,
we're seeing that. We're gonna see that with him. We're going to see it with Michael Hage. Michael Hage has been treated great. Congratulations to him also. Just named Big Ten Freshman of the Year. So good on him. Another first round pick from that year. Another guy to be excited about. Um, Jacob Fowler was just named goaltender of the year in Hockey East. So another position player of need for the Canadiens. And all guys that are going to be developed all around the same time that can grow together, that can be part of this team and be there when it matters most. So,
yeah. And you look at the AHL, Reinbacher's starting to look like we had
yeah,
hoped. Now that he's
yeah,
starting to get reps,
yeah.
Florian Jacki has made a massive leap.
Yes, he has. Yeah.
He
This
scored again
is
tonight.
yeah. So again, like he's one of those guys that he's a future like he can if even if he ends up being a fourth line grinded out, you know, drop
Yeah,
the gloves when required fourth line center to get him and to develop him and to have him playing with his brother, I think that's just going to be fun to watch. So the Canadians haven't had a player like that in their lineup for quite a while. So
I can't wait for the merchandise. Bash Brothers,
oh yeah, absolutely, yeah,
100%.
yeah. Something to look forward to for sure. But I'm looking at a current player on the team, also a rookie, who is putting up fantastic numbers, who is currently tied for sixth in NHL defensive scoring and only 1 point behind being fourth in defensive scoring,
How
behind
could that
Evan
be?
Bouchard, Josh Morrissey, and Victor Hedman,
I mean, it's okay.
right? And that is none other than no, Lane Hudson. That's not a knock at Jaden Struble. He's played really well with Hudson, and he's given him the opportunity to play a more, I don't know how I can say this, a more offensive style than what we're used to seeing. Um, but yes, you look at those names and the fact that he's a rookie and what he's done with this team in the 68 games he's played this year and what 70 for his career. Um, to go and already be the top defenseman on this team and be given the responsibility that he's given and breaking the records on a very historic team that he's done and continuing to chase those records, not just only within your team, but in NHL history. Please stop this madness to say that Lane Hudson does not deserve the Calder Trophy.
And also stop saying that he's just a secondary assist kind of guy.
Right.
He's got the most primary assists of defensemen, I believe, or right up there.
I know he's up there.
And and if you're saying that a secondary assist doesn't really matter for defensemen,
Hmm.
you have been watching how defensemen play the game. Like
Yeah.
the whole point is to clear your zone. If
Yeah.
the secondary assist is usually the first pass out. So if he's getting secondary assists, that means he's winning puck battles in his zone and turning the game around on a transition play
Yeah.
where they score.
Hmm.
That's good.
It's very good.
But yes, he absolutely should be near the he should be at the top of the list for the Calder. Wolf is right there with him.
Yeah.
As good as the other
Celebrating
guys are, Elaine Hudson and Dustin Wolf are in key positions on teams that are fighting for a playoff spot
yeah.
because they're there.
Right.
Would the Canadiens be close to a playoff spot without Hudson?
No,
Probably not.
they would not.
Same with Calgary and Wolf.
Yeah. This isn't a knock on Wolf, but I don't want Calgary to make the playoffs. So I want
Yeah,
that first.
better pick.
So I want that first round pick.
You want that better pick.
Yeah, but
Um,
for a
yeah,
seventh round pick to do what he's been doing and to be developed properly and not rushed, I hope they do the same thing with Jacob Fowler. I hope they say continue to dominate, dominate, dominate. You're coming up, and he did
yeah,
that.
yeah. I fully expect to see Fowler play pro next year with Laval.
Yes.
I don't expect to see Primo back with Montreal. He's going to get an NHL shot somewhere else, which opens up that spot for Fowler, I think.
Right. Right.
Nonetheless,
Yeah.
back to Lane Hudson.
Right.
So, like the kid is second on the team in average time on ice. He's one of the top scorers on the team.
Yeah. Top three.
At Yeah, he's top three. Um, he's their number one power play guy. Who I mean, Patrick Laine is in love with this kid because nearly every single one of his power play goals are
Right.
coming off perfect passes from Lane Hudson.
Yeah.
So the disrespect shown to Suzuki is again, it's kind of the same thing with Hudson.
Yeah.
And I think it has a lot to do with the fact of where they play. Because some people just don't want to give any kudos to someone wearing that jersey.
Right. And it's crazy to think if he wins the Calder, which I believe he should, and I
Yeah.
think he should be at least considered the front runner at this point. Um, First Calder winner since Ken Dryden.
In 1971,
Right. When he
which
was
is
when he was winning cups and Vesnas as a rookie.
the one he was
Oh
winning
yeah.
a cup before.
Yeah, exactly. And thank you to the Boston Bruins for giving him up too. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got that back in a way. Karma got them back. They
Yeah,
gave up Dry, but they got Rask.
right.
So it's kind of,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you guys gave up a great goalie. We're going to give you a great goalie.
right.
It evens
Yeah,
out a
it's fine.
bit.
Yeah, it's all
Not really, but
good. No. We'll take the cups.
But yes. So if Hudson wins the Calder, it's historic for the Canadiens. It's been a long freaking time, well over 50 years, 54 years since they've had a Calder Trophy winner. And then you look at next season with Demidov, who should be a front runner for that as well.
Right.
So back-to-back seasons with Calder Trophy worthy rookies. I mean, you can't say that the rebuild's not going well if that's
It's going
what you're
extremely
seeing.
well. It's going extremely well. And going into the next draft, two first round picks, maybe dangle one for second line center.
Maybe,
Maybe trade them both for a really good second line center.
maybe.
Right? Or a 1A,
And I've been
1B
racking
with
my brain on
Suzuki,
that
right?
one.
Like
Yeah. That way
there's
you have
gonna
two
be
second line centers.
Yeah, but we know, yeah, exactly. But we know, you know what, we know how this league works, and we know how Ken Hughes is. He is a man of mystery, and all of a sudden he makes deals with guys that we're not even talking about, or no one else is talking about.
Or thought were available.
Yeah,
Like, did anyone think that he'd trade Jeff Petrie for Mike Matheson?
no,
Like that made no sense. Like, well, why would they give up Matheson to take Petrie, who's basically at that time they were the same style of player, they were the same level.
right,
So I don't know. Like that's just one of those things that just out of nowhere.
yeah. It's really
Um,
hard to say.
but
It's really hard to say what's gonna come of it. But
now
he's gonna surprise us. I know he will.
yeah, he will, but he's going to have to wait until the summer. But until then, I'm kind of looking at the blue line right now, and all the talk right now. If they make the playoffs, Guhle will be back in time.
Yeah,
So who gets pushed out?
it's hard to say. It's really hard to say because like you can make a case for Struble or Jack Guy, to be honest. But both of them in the playoffs are I could see both of them really being those hard to play against players. Then you've got Savard, who's been there. He's won a cup. He's the
Yeah,
leader he's the, he's the he's the dad of the group, right? You know the guys that are safe. Carrier
yeah.
ain't going anywhere either because he's so steady,
Oh, he's been outstanding.
right? So,
But if you
yeah,
went just by sheerly by merit, I think Savard would be the one that be pushed aside.
right.
But based on the fact that he's experienced, he is that paternal figure in the room, and
Yeah.
the fact that you know he's right-handed.
Yeah.
I think all that works in
Yeah.
his favor to stay in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
So you're probably looking at Jack being pushed aside.
That'd be Dracula Struble. Yeah.
Yeah, but the way Strubal's playing with Lane Hudson right now,
Yeah, he's played well. Don't get me
you don't
wrong.
want to touch that.
Nope.
So if Guhle were to show up tomorrow for the Colorado game, I do honestly think it'd be Jack that takes a seat.
But who moves? Like, so does Gouldy go back with Carrier?
Guhle would just step right in with Savard to start.
You think so? Or do you think he'd go
Well,
back with Carrier and then you have Matheson with Savard?
possibly, but the way that we've been seeing St. Louis put together his pairings and his lines,
Yeah,
he doesn't like to
I
make a
know.
lot of changes.
I know. But
So
Gouldy
that would be
doesn't.
my assumption.
I know. But Gouldy and Carrier were playing very well together.
Guhle and anybody, really.
That's true. That's true. It's gonna be a tough decision either way. We know the forward
Hopefully he's
group's
able to
set.
make
Nobody's coming back. Doc's out for the year. So we know that he ain't coming back. Forward group is set.
exactly.
So
Exactly. But and then you have to look at that forward group and think, well, a couple of them can go back down and help Laval, who by the way are the top team in the AHL right now.
yeah,
So they should be a favorite to win that Calder Trophy, that Calder Cup.
right.
A deep playoff run in the AHL could help some of these young guys as well.
Yep, I agree.
So even if the Canadiens miss out on a playoff spot this year, it's still a successful season, and the young guys still have the opportunity to gain experience.
Absolutely.
It's really they're playing with house money.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right. Did you have any last thoughts on this
I've
before
got
we shut
nothing.
down the episode?
I have got nothing. We miss Treg, and we hope Treg is going to be back soon and can join us so we can all be together. Because we don't have too many opportunities before you go back out to sea.
Oh, no, we don't.
So I'm hoping that over the next little bit, we got some good hockey to talk about. We're talking about more wins. We're talking about higher in the standings. We're talking about more records. Speaking of records, Alex Ovechkin is getting that much closer. Was they had Alex or Nick Backstrom on TV today, saying he's going to start traveling as well because he was obviously such a huge part of his goal scoring prowess in the league. So that'll be a great moment for him and for Ovechkin. And yeah, it's nice to see positive news, right? Brought that up in our last show talking about Lucy
Yeah.
and the Gallagher situation, right? So again, that's all I get to pass on.
Geez, positive news would be lovely. I like
Yeah,
positive news.
right.
If anyone wants to share some positive news, feel free to post it on socials, tag us in it, uh, write it down here in the YouTube comments. We're more than welcome.
Yeah.
Any and
No,
all.
another thing I'm throwing out there, if you guys are listening to us right now, hi. Uh, um, but make sure you hit subscribe, hit like, do whatever you got to do, share, like get our names out there, get our faces out there. If you like our content, let us know. We do this for you guys. We have fun with it. This is not our regular everyday job. The we do wear uniform for a living.
Yeah.
So this is solely something that we do for fun, and we love engaging with you guys. So again, you like our content, share it, subscribe. We were trying to build up the channels. If you have any suggestions of someone you'd like to see on the show, let us know. If there's someone that has been on the show that you would like to see us have back, Lyle, for instance. Lyle is a great. I love having Lyle on the show. I think he's a fantastic. He's just a wealth of knowledge. I can say the same thing about Craig Button. I can say the same thing about Eric Engels. Say the same thing about Brian Mudrick. Like, these are all people that again, we've had on, and they are fantastic individuals in their own sense. And yes, just keep following, keep showing the love.
And if any of those people are listening right now, text us back, would you?
Yeah.
Maybe if we play our cards right, we'll get Treg to come on the show as a guest.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
All right. So that's pretty much it. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening. Remember, there's a ton of other really great Canadians podcasts out there. Um, I mean, obviously, listen to us first, but go out and listen to their stuff as well. I mean, there's some quality, quality content, and it's not from the big names either. I'm talking people
Yeah.
down, like just everyday folks not
Yeah.
doing this full time living.
Yeah.
Some people do it part time to make a little extra money,
Yeah.
but it's really, really good content. So go check it all out. Support support the Habs shows so that we can have more of them and less of that Toronto crap.
Absolutely.
All right. So thank you for listening. And remember, if you're talking about it, so are we.